The introduction. What is the ADA? The Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, is a powerful law that was enacted to ensure that people with disabilities have the same rights and opportunities as everyone else. It protects people with disabilities from discrimination in various aspects of life, including employment, transportation, public accommodations, communications, and access to state and local government programs and services. Imagine a world where buildings have ramps and elevators that make it easy for everyone to access them, regardless of their physical abilities. Imagine websites that are designed to be accessible for blind people, with screen readers and other assistive technologies that make it possible for them to navigate the internet with ease. This is the world the ADA is trying to build. A world where everyone, regardless of their abilities, can participate fully in all aspects of life. The ADA became law in 1990. Signed by President George H.W. Bush. This landmark legislation was a significant step forward in the fight for civil rights. It was a big moment for civil rights, marking a new era of inclusion and equality for people with disabilities. The ADA says that people with disabilities deserve equal opportunities in all areas of life, including employment, education, and access to public services. This means that employers must provide reasonable accommodations to employees with disabilities, and public spaces must be accessible to everyone. The ADA promotes fairness and inclusion, ensuring that people with disabilities can live, work, and play alongside everyone else. It makes sure everyone has a chance to succeed, by breaking down barriers and creating opportunities for people with disabilities to achieve their full potential. The ADA is not just a law, it is a commitment to building a more inclusive and equitable society for all. It reminds us that everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, and that our differences should be celebrated, not used as a basis for discrimination. The journey to achieving the ADA was long and filled with advocacy and determination from countless individuals who fought for their rights. Their efforts have paved the way for a more inclusive future. Today, the ADA continues to make a positive impact, helping to create environments where people with disabilities can thrive. It is a testament to the power of legislation to bring about meaningful change in society. As we move forward, it is important to continue to uphold the principles of the ADA and work towards a world where everyone has the opportunity to succeed, regardless of their abilities. The ADA is a cornerstone of civil rights legislation, and its impact will be felt for generations to come. Let us all strive to build a more inclusive and equitable world for everyone. A blast from the past. The history of ADA. Before the ADA, life was hard for many people with disabilities. They faced discrimination and exclusion. Many couldn't access jobs, schools, or public spaces. The disability rights movement fought for change. Activists organized protests and rallies. They demanded equal rights and opportunities. Their efforts led to the passage of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. This law banned discrimination by federal agencies. It also paved the way for the ADA. Breaking down barriers. The Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, is a landmark civil rights law that aims to eliminate discrimination against individuals with disabilities. It ensures that people with disabilities have the same rights and opportunities as everyone else. Key provisions of the ADA. The ADA is divided into 5 main parts known as titles, each addressing different areas of public life. The ADA has 5 main parts called titles. These titles cover various aspects of daily life, ensuring that people with disabilities can participate fully in society. Title 1 focuses on employment. This title prohibits employers from discriminating against qualified individuals with disabilities in job application procedures, hiring, firing, advancement, compensation, job training, and other terms, conditions, and privileges of employment. It says employers can't discriminate based on disability. Employers are required to provide reasonable accommodations to employees with disabilities, unless doing so would cause significant difficulty or expense. Title II covers state and local government services. This title ensures that individuals with disabilities have equal access to all services, programs, and activities provided by state and local governments. This includes things like parks, libraries, and transportation. Public entities must make their facilities accessible and provide appropriate communication aids and services. Title III is about public accommodations. This title requires that businesses and nonprofit organizations that serve the public make their facilities accessible to individuals with disabilities. it applies to businesses open to the public, like stores and restaurants. This means that physical barriers must be removed in existing buildings when it is readily achievable to do so, and new buildings must be constructed to be accessible. Title IV is about telecommunications. This title requires telephone and internet companies to provide a nationwide system of interstate and intrastate telecommunications relay services that allows individuals with hearing and speech disabilities to communicate over the telephone. It ensures access to phones and closed captioning. This includes providing closed captioning for public service announcements on television. Title V has some extra rules. This title includes a variety of provisions relating to the ADA as a whole, including its relationship to other laws, state immunity, its impact on insurance providers and benefits, prohibition against retaliation and coercion, illegal use of drugs, and attorney's fees. Your rights protected ADA and individuals with disabilities. The ADA gives important rights to people with disabilities. It guarantees equal opportunity in many areas. For example, qualified individuals can't be discriminated against in hiring. They also deserve reasonable accommodations. These are changes to a job or workplace. The ADA also protects against discrimination in public spaces. Buildings must be accessible. This means ramps, elevators, and accessible restrooms. The ADA is a powerful tool for inclusion. Section 5, leveling the playing field responsibilities of businesses and public spaces. The ADA doesn't just give rights, it also outlines responsibilities. Businesses and public spaces have a duty to comply. They must make reasonable accommodations. For example, a store might need a ramp for wheelchair access. A restaurant might need to provide menus in Braille. Businesses can't ask about someone's disability during a job interview. They also can't discriminate against someone with a disability. Section 6. Real Stories, Real Impact, the ADA in Action. The Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, is a landmark civil rights law that prohibits discrimination based on disability. It has been a transformative force in the lives of millions of Americans. The ADA has changed countless lives. It ensures that people with disabilities have the same rights and opportunities as everyone else. From employment to public services, the ADA has made a significant impact. Take the story of Sarah, a wheelchair user. Sarah's life before the ADA was filled with challenges that many of us might not even consider. Before the ADA, Sarah couldn't use public transportation. The buses weren't accessible. She often felt isolated and dependent on others for her mobility needs. The lack of accessible transportation limited her ability to work, socialize, and participate in community events. Thanks to the ADA, buses now have ramps and lifts. Sarah can travel independently. This independence has opened up new opportunities for her. She can now commute to work, visit friends, and engage in activities that were once out of reach. She can go to work, visit friends, and participate in her community. The ADA has not only improved her mobility but also her quality of life. Sarah's story is just one example of how the ADA has made a difference. The ADA has also helped people with invisible disabilities. These are disabilities that aren't immediately apparent but can significantly impact a person's life. The ADA ensures that these individuals receive the accommodations they need. For example, people with learning disabilities can request accommodations at work or school. This might include extra time on tests, specialized training, or assistive technology. These accommodations help level the playing field, allowing individuals to reach their full potential. The ADA is more than just a law, it's a commitment to equality and inclusion. It has paved the way for a more accessible and inclusive society, where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. The stories of those who have benefited from the ADA are a testament to its profound impact. Section 7, Education, a cornerstone of ADA compliance. Education is essential for ADA compliance. Businesses and organizations need to understand their obligations. This includes training staff on ADA requirements. Training helps employees recognize and prevent discrimination. It also teaches them how to interact respectfully with people with disabilities. Education empowers everyone to create a more inclusive and welcoming environment. Section 8, Beyond the Ramp, Invisible Disabilities and the ADA. The ADA covers more than just physical disabilities, it also protects people with invisible disabilities. These can include learning disabilities, mental health conditions, and chronic illnesses. Businesses and organizations must make reasonable accommodations for these individuals too. This might involve providing flexible work schedules or quiet spaces. Understanding and accommodating invisible disabilities is crucial for creating a truly inclusive workplace. Section 9. The ADA's Evolution Amendments and Modern Challenges. The ADA has been amended over the years to address emerging issues. For example, the ADA Amendments Act of 2008 clarified the definition of disability. Today, the ADA faces new challenges in the digital age. Websites and mobile apps need to be accessible to everyone, including people with disabilities. Ensuring digital accessibility is crucial for full participation in today's society. Section 10. Resources and Support. Navigating the ADA Landscape. Navigating the ADA can be complex. Fortunately, there are resources available to help. The U.S. Department of Justice provides guidance on ADA compliance. There are also organizations that advocate for the rights of people with disabilities. They offer legal assistance and support. Knowing where to turn for help is essential for both individuals and organizations. Section 11. Conclusion. The enduring legacy of the ADA. The Americans with Disabilities Act is a landmark law. It has transformed the lives of millions of people with disabilities. The ADA promotes equality, inclusion, and opportunity. It ensures that everyone has the chance to live a full and meaningful life. The ADA's work is not done. We must continue to advocate for the rights of people with disabilities. We must create a society where everyone feels valued and respected.